Hey, what's up guys? It's your boy C back with another video. And today we're just going to talk about the different parts of the operation of the bike. We're just going to talk about how to locate things on the bike and where they are. This is a requested video from a subscriber, Laura365, and I hope I got that right. Hi Laura. So we're just gonna ride for a second and just find a nice open parking lot, which I think I already see one, somewhere we can set up and there's not a lot of traffic happening. No, maybe right in here. Hey, what's up guys? It's your boy C back again. Hey, we found a parking lot. We're gonna do this video on the bike and let you know where all of the parts is, where the brakes and the clutch and the gas is. Shout out to my girl Laura365. Hi Laura. Laura requested that she want to get a bike, but she said she's afraid of all of the different buttons and stands and gear shifters and front brake, back brake, and all of that. If you ever driven a car, it's pretty simple. It's pretty much just like driving a car. And if you've driven a manual transmission, which is a standard shift, it'll probably be a lot easier for you because it's basically a standard shift bike. It has 5 gears, 1 down, neutral, and then up second, up third, up fourth, up fifth. Some bikes have 6 gears. This does me just fine. The Kawasaki Vulcan 900, twin cams, liquid cool. You know, I can get on the freeway and have no problem with 5 gears. So I'm good with 5 gears. You know, if you're new, you may not want a bike this big. I laugh because this is not a big bike. Probably a good mid-sized bike. You may want to go with maybe a 500 or even a 350. I would gauge it by going and sit on the bike and see if you can hold it up. If you can hold it up and balance it like this, no hands, if you can balance it and you're okay with that, then you're okay. If you can't hold it, then I would say don't get it. But we're gonna go around, Laura, and talk about all of the different parts on the bike and see if we can get you to get on the bike. Let's do it. All right, Laura, we're gonna look around the bike and just check him out. Yeah, I have my friend with me, Iron Man, when I feel like the Iron Man. And Darth Vader is under that one. So here's the bike. We're gonna start on the left side of the bike. So on your left side, you have your gear shifter right here. And the way you would do that, and mine is what's called a heel to toe. So mine is first, and then when I wanted to go up, I can do this and go second, third, fourth, fifth, or I can do first like this, and then with the heel, I can do second, third, fourth, fifth. Some people love them, other people hate them. I guess because that's what I started off on. I love the heel toe shifter. You know, and that's where you shift gears. So you know where the gear shift is. And of course your left mirror. Here is just a handle for you to hold on to. You just hold it. But right here is your clutch. So every time you get ready to shift gear, you go clutch in first, let it go, give it some gas, throttle, clutch in, shift. So that's your shifter. And those are the main things over on this side, except for where you actually started at. And we're gonna go through here. Here's the key. We're gonna go through that. But we're gonna go around to the right side. Now the right side is where your brakes are. So right here, on the right side, is gonna be your back brake. So back brake, and then at the top here, now this is your right hand, is your front brake. Right here, this level, that's your front brake. And here's your throttle, it's where you give it gas. Now over here, you also have your kill switch. It's like a emergency shut off, if you will. And when I can actually, start it from there. So we're gonna look at that. But that's really the main things you need to know about. Of course, over here on the left side, you have high beam, low beams, right signal, push in, left signal, push in, and the horn. And so we're just gonna actually just start her up. It's not that difficult. It's not that much to a motorcycle. And if you just was wondering what this is the reservoir for your back brakes. So you can look in there and see the level for your back brakes. And here on top is your reservoir for your front brakes, where you put your brake fluid at. And so right here houses your filter, which not that big of a deal for the operations of the bike. So let's go back on the left side. And what I'm gonna do is just turn the key on. And you can see it comes on. And I'm in neutral, because this is neutral. That green light lets me know I'm in neutral, but if I click down, I'm in first now. So I click back up, I'm back in neutral. Or I click down in first, and if I do my heel, I can go to neutral. So you can go, I can click it as many times as I want. It's not gonna do that much. So normally when you start it, you wanna be in neutral. So you have the key on, you in neutral, and we have to turn our kill switch actually on. And I'm gonna get on it for a second. Okay, so I have my key on, and my emergency kill switch is initiated. This would turn it off, this would turn it back on. So the only thing I have to do now, make sure I'm in neutral, because if I wasn't in neutral, I would have to hold my clutch in. So, but if you're in neutral, all you have to do is push it down, enable that, and then I start it right here. Hear it? And then when I pick the bike up, and I'm ready to go, before I put it in first gear, you have to make sure you hold that clutch in, the clutch. Hold that clutch in. And I'm gonna go click down one. Now I'm in first gear. So she's ready to go. Without giving it any gas, your clutch controls it, the movement of the bike. Gives it power. When you close your hand, it takes power away. When I open my hand, it gives it power, I start moving. When I close my hand, it takes power away. So it doesn't matter how much I rev it up, as long as I'm holding that clutch. because it's the noise that scares a lot of people. So when I rev it up, I'm in neutral right now. So no matter how much I rev it up, how much noise it makes, doesn't matter how much I rev it up or how much noise it makes, if it's in neutral, it's not going to go anywhere. Now, if I put it back in the first gear, hold my clutch in, I'm in first. Now, I still can hit that, the gas or the throttle, and it can make as much noise as it wants. And it will not go anywhere unless I release this clutch. So I'm gonna try to get a better view and a better angle, and we're just gonna take a short ride. So before we go, we're just gonna do a quick review. So on the left side of the bike, you have your key, your kickstand, which is very important. That's how a lot of people drop their bikes, is when they stop, they forget to put their kickstand on. It happens. And you have your shifter. So you go click down one, you got a hold in the clutch, click down one to go in the first, and with the heel and toe, I hold in the clutch, click down one, and it comes up. It go to second, third, fourth, and fifth gear. Now, you have to do it smoothly. You have to kind of coordinate your clutch and your throttle or your gas at the same time. So when you pull in on the clutch, you let off of the throttle, you put it in whatever gear you want it to go in, and at the same time, you have to ease off the clutch, and ease on the gas at the same time. So it's hard to show you right now until I get on it and actually ride it. And it's about doing everything smooth. You never want to grab in and grab out. So everything is slow. Your friction zone is only about that much. So right in here, really close is my friction zone, just this little much. See it moving? Out here is just all the way out. Here is all the way in. When it's all the way in, there's no power going to the back wheel. All right, so you only have your shifter, your key, and your kickstand. And again, really important, you have your back brake and you have your front brake. See it? So this is your front brake, this is the throttle or your gas, and then you have your emergency kill switch. So if I just panic or something happens, you just click that off and the bike will turn off. All right, so I just wanted to show you. I'm gonna bag it up a little bit. Hopefully I can stay in camera view. My clutch, transition, feet on the ground, go to first, hold it in, no gas at all, and as I let off on it, it goes. Pull it in, it stops. Or you can hit your brakes. So when I bring it back, no gas, just little clutch, just a little, and it moves for you. Stop it, hit your brakes, bag it back in. One of the things I like about this 900 is it's only about 635 pounds, so I can maneuver it and I can kind of manhandle a little bit. And that's kind of what you want. All right, so I wanted to give you a better angle. I'm gonna put the kickstand up, turn the key on, and let it initialize there. I'm gonna have to take off the emergency kill switch, take that off. Now, I'm in neutral like I was saying, so since I'm in neutral, all I have to do is start it. I don't have to hold the clutch, I don't have to hold anything. My kill switch is initiated. So I got to start it. Now, what I was saying earlier is that when you're in neutral, I can make as much noise as I want. And that noise scares people. Now, I got to hold in my clutch to put it in first. Because let me show you what happens if you don't hold your clutch and you put it in first. Let me hold on tight. It's not going to do that much. So it jumps. That's because you didn't have the clutch. So let's do it again. Let's put it back in neutral. Start her back up. I scared you a little bit, huh? Even though I knew what it was going to do, it scared me a little bit. Now, when I want to put it in first, and I hold that clutch in, now, as long as I have the clutch held down, the clutch is all the way in, it's in first gear. I can make as much noise with the throttle as I want, as long as I'm holding that clutch in. Watch. And the bike is not going to move. Now, what I want to show you, one of the first things you do, I'm still holding the clutch. Why? Because I'm still in first. If I let that clutch go, remember, it's going to take off. So, and it only goes as fast as you let the clutch out. So if I let it out slow, and I'm not doing anything with the gas, I'm not going to give it any gas, any throttle at all. I'm only going to do everything with the clutch right now. So I'm just going to let the clutch out enough where it starts just barely going. And so my feet are on the ground, and I'm kind of duck walking right now, which is okay for somebody new. So if I let the throttle out more, it goes faster. Now, at some point I have to give it a little gas because you hear it's dying. So just a little gas, I mean just ever so slightly, and pick your feet up. Ever so slightly. I'm barely giving it any gas at all, but my clutch is kind of remaining the same way. If I pull my clutch all the way in, it kills the power. I can make as much noise. So I'm letting the clutch out. That's called feathering the clutch. So I'm just going. I'm in first gear. And we're just riding. I have to keep giving it a little gas because it'll die on me. So I'm giving it just a tiny bit of gas. I mean, the slightest bit. So if I give it a lot of gas, it's still not going to go that fast until I give it more clutch. So if I do clutch and gas at the same time, and it'll want to die if you don't give it enough gas. You just can't give it a lot of gas. You just want to give it just enough gas. And usually, when you're at a complete stop, you're at a light or a stop sign or just taking out, at a complete stop, you want to be in first. Usually about 20 miles an hour, I'll go to second. Let's see if I can go down and kind of show you. I'm just going to ride through these cars here and find me a straightaway. And U-turn is something we're going to have to talk about because I'm only doing it with my clutch, giving it a little gas, little clutch, little gas, little clutch. So now, here, we're going to stop. You keep that clutch. If I let that clutch go, it's gonna stop, remember? It's gonna do this, and it's just gonna stall on you. So I'm still in first, so I'm holding that clutch. Start her back up. Now anytime you're gonna start from a stop, make sure you're in first gear. The way you know you're in first is all the way down. You're holding that clutch and you just keep clicking till it won't go anymore. So now I know it's in first. There, I'm holding in that clutch because I am in first gear. Now if I go to neutral, the light on is in neutral, I can let it go. I can make as much noise, do anything I want. But once I hold in that clutch and put it in, go down one, I'm in first gear. And when I want to start going, I have to give it just a little gas and let off the clutch just a little bit at the same time. And that's something you just have to get used to. It's like with your feet, you're in a car on a manual transmission, you have to, with your left foot, put the clutch in, and with your right foot, give it some gas and shift. It's all the same thing. So I'm in first. I'm gonna let out the clutch. Here's the things to remember. Here's the procedure. Put it back in neutral. The procedure is pull in the clutch, put it in the first. I'm gonna stay in neutral just for this, so I can show you what we're doing. That this is the most important part. Pull in your clutch, put it in first. When I'm giving it gas, I'm letting off of the clutch. When I'm letting the clutch in to put it in second, I'm letting off of the gas. So just think about it going opposite ways. If you're gonna let off on the clutch, give it gas. Bring in the clutch, less gas. So it's like this. And you just have to do it smoothly, and it takes a little practice. So we're gonna put it in first. I'm holding the clutch. All right? So I'm gonna give it a little gas. At the same time, I'm gonna let out just that much. Just that much. Not that much on the clutch. I'm not gonna open my hand. I'm not gonna open my hand all the way like this. It's just that much. And gas is just that much. Just that much. Just that much. Watch. Here we go. Let out the clutch a little bit. When the clutch go out, the throttle come back. You ready? And as long as that throttle is out and you give it some gas, that bike will stand up by itself. It wants to stand up. So here's what I want you to do. I just want you to just, without using any gas, any throttle at all, just get used to the friction zone, and you'll know you're in the friction zone when it starts moving. So right there. So I'm gonna do my hand. I'm closed all the way in, and then I'm opening, and I'm moving. Close. You can stop it. Both of my feet are on the ground. So the best way to practice, if you're not ready to pick your feet up, is to just sit here still and just play with the clutch. Open, close, open, close. And it's gonna move a little bit, and I'm rocking it back and forth. Open, close. When you open it, it starts moving. When you close it, it stops moving. So just sit here and just, if you can just right in your garage or your parking lot, and just hold it just like this. Just play with it. I'm not giving it any gas. You have brakes. Remember, you have your front brake and you have your back brake. So I'm not giving it any gas whatsoever. No gas. To practice, just Just let off on the clutch a little bit till the bike start moving. When the bike start moving, you know you're in a friction zone. If it's going too fast for you, just pull in the clutch and hit your brake. All right, let off the clutch a little bit and it'll start moving. If it's going too fast for you, you can either hit your brakes or you could bring your clutch in. All right, keep your clutch in, neutral. That's it. Okay, guys, that's going to do it for this one. Maybe we'll go to second in the next episode. Hey, so always make sure you keep tools on the ground and make sure you ride your way. And we'll see you in the next video. Later.